And we are live with episode 153 of the Start, Build, Grow Show. What is up, everybody? We are live with episode 153 of the Start Build Grow Show. We have another fantastic guest with us that we're super excited about. Unfortunately, Randy Brothers will be missing once again. I know this is the third episode in a row he's missed, but it sounds like he actually had a family emergency that he had to kind of take care of. So, hope all is well with him, and I'm sure he'll be back with us next week. But all is good in the hood, my friend, because we got another fantastic guest in the house. We got Chuck Allen with Rio Blanco Roofing out in San Antonio, Texas. Chuck, what is going on, my friend?
Oh, Nick, everything's going on, buddy. It's a beautiful day. I'm happy to be here with you. Thank you for letting me get the opportunity to chat with you for a little bit.
I've heard nothing but good things. Obviously, we got acquainted through, going over having another guest on the show and whatnot. But everybody that I talked to in the space has nothing but good things. So we really appreciate you joining us today, my friend.
Yeah, absolutely. It's my pleasure. I'm a huge fan of you guys.
Well, thanks, man. So pretty much we always like to go back into story time, right? We like to kind of set the foundation with where you came from and how you got in the roofing space. So Chuck, if you don't mind just sharing a little bit of your background, how did you get where you are today?
Yeah, definitely. I am in starting my 23rd year in the industry.
Dang.
Back in '98, I got bored and I was working for a different company doing landscaping. It didn't quite work out for me, so I took what I thought was going to be a summertime job working for the roofing supply company doing ground drops. I ended up staying there for 15 years. And through that, we were able to move down to North Carolina, open a branch, and actually start and manage and run a roofing supply company from scratch. That was kind of cool, but it wasn't really my thing. So, true to form, one day I just decided I wanted to do something different. Relocated to College Station, Texas, which again was never on my plan or my itinerary. Ended up selling roofs here for about 6 years for a local company. And back in 2019, in January, I decided to make another move. I went to work with ASAP Roofing over in Tyler, Texas. Actually went to the Indianapolis office and was working with our mutual friend, John Dye, down there. And
John
from that,
shout out.
John's awesome. He's a good one of my best friends. He always, sorry about that. My phone's ringing.
You're good.
Yeah, I went to work with John for a little bit. The owners of ASAP came and got me, and they told me that they had some other plans and wanted to see if I'd be willing to do some other things, which I've always been pretty adventurous and I have a pretty good belief in myself. So yeah, let's see what they have. So we sat down and they gave me the opportunity to basically take Rio Blanco Roofing in San Antonio, which had been shuttered. It was out of business, basically dead. It was an empty building and a couple, chairs and a truck. And basically I went down to San Antonio, opened that thing up, kind of rebranded it in the likeness of ASAP. And within that first 18 months, we were able to open 2 additional offices. So we've got 3 now, looking at number 4 and 5, hopefully by the end of this year. But it's been an amazing journey. I just condensed 23 years into about 2 minutes, but a lot of cool stuff's happened. I met a lot of great people along the way, and I definitely wouldn't change any of it. It's been a great time. I've had a lot of fun.
Heck yeah. Well, hey, I thank you for shortening up the story and really kind of giving us the details on how you got in the roofing space. Really appreciate the intro. Now, okay, so one thing that I feel like I have to touch on, I have some follow-up questions with your story and whatnot, but one thing I think that we have to touch on is I heard that you are one of the greatest salespeople in the roofing space. So, do you have any kind of tips for salespeople out there that kind of helped you, find your success?
Yeah, for sure. And I appreciate that. I mean, I don't know who told you that, but thank you, whoever that was. You're awesome. I appreciate it. What I learned over the course of my career, when I started in sales, it was basically a robot, kind of a canned speech that I put together. Because I was in distribution, I just assumed everybody cared about all those technical aspects. Come to find out, they don't. Most homeowners are really not too concerned about how many nails you're putting in or how you're, staggering the shingles. They're paying for the experience, and they're working with you more so than even your company or their products. Once you realize that this is just a personal deal and you're just going over and helping people, it's not about sales, it's about helping. That's really where my success came from. Every once in a blue moon, you'll have that situation where you have to kind of maybe make a move that's considered gutsy or ballsy or whatever. And, you'll have that breakthrough moment in your career, which I've had a few, but pretty much what I tell my guys when I bring them in is just be yourself. Don't try to be like anyone else. Just, do your thing. And if people like you, they're going to like you. If they don't, then you're probably not going to last very long doing this anyway. So don't get too down on it either way.
So Armando just hopped on here and said his sales trainer is Mike, so he's probably pretty awesome.
For sure.
So I do want to dive into the connection that, man. So it looks like you got all kinds of people that are just loving you over here in the comments, man. They're all saying Chuck Allen's the man. It sounds like. So
I can't even see this stuff.
Sounds like we got the legend out here. So that's good to hear. It sounds like we're in for a good episode. So I do want to kind of talk to you about your situation with ASAP Roofing. So what was that like, and how much did that kind of tee you up for success when you're looking at the ability to kind of implement their systems and processes?
Yeah, absolutely. It's the biggest blessing I've ever been given in my life, for sure, to have a company that had previously set out. ASAP was, I think, about 4 years old at the time that I joined the company, rapidly growing. I think we've got 13 ASAP offices now to go with the 3 Rios.
Wow.
When I started 2 years ago, I think that was probably 6. So it's been a huge, rapid amount of growth. But what I recognized instantly was these guys understand how to do this. They know how to build a company and scale it. After being in this industry as long as I have, I've seen just about everything you could. I've seen every kind of owner you could imagine, every kind of problem that you could come up with. And I realized these guys have it figured out. So it took me, 40 years of life to get to this stage, but I'm just going to do exactly what they're doing, and I'm going to get the same exact results they are because it's proven. There's no need for me to try to reinvent the wheel in this situation. It's, we're selling roofs. It's what we do. But the way that this company's structured, the culture, the way that everything is basically branded towards personal development was what was really so appealing to it. And that's kind of what I focus on when I bring guys into our organization. I don't want to offend anybody. I know this is a roofing podcast and we're roofers by trade. I've been in this for a long time, but we're kind of changing the image of our industry, bringing in some high-level professionals. We do a lot of really unique things with our trainings. We've got events where we take our entire team, from across the country. We're going to Brokenville, Oklahoma next month and just having a 3-day weekend with everybody in the family. So it's a great culture that we've built. It's a great organization. For me, it made perfect sense. Just do exactly what these guys did. They went from 0 to 20 million in 4 years. That seems pretty good to me. So if I can do 0 to 20 in 4 years, I'm going to be just fine. And life will be good,
Yeah.
We'll deal with the rest of the stuff when we get there.
So we have some people chiming in here. We got the great Chuck Allen, Chuck, the great Chuck Allen again. And then someone else said, how can you not like the great Chuck Allen? So we got some big shout outs to you. Seems like you got a lot of love in the industry and whatnot. Now
I just now found out how to see the comments. Now I see what's going on. Yeah, this is good stuff.
This is good stuff. Yeah, right. Who wouldn't like that? So Chuck, what do you say with the ASAP Roofing partnership? What was like the biggest advantage? Because it's interesting because, I think there's a lot of opportunity for other contractors to possibly try and take a different approach or the same approach that you took, where you're kind of partnering with somebody who kind of already has, that cookie cutter model and whatnot. For you, was it the culture aspect of it? Was it the systems and processes, how they engage with clients? Like, what was the biggest advantage you thought with partnering with ASAP?
To me, it's the whole ball of wax. We were able to start our company and have a corporate backing that, starting from scratch, we definitely wouldn't have had. We had established people in positions that could help grow the company quickly and expand it out. We have just recently started kind of separating from ASAP as far as that corporate structure. I've got my own management now in our office who takes care of a lot of those things now for us in-house. But for that first 2 years, it was amazing to have that support. I could send, anything I needed done. ASAP would take care of it for me. They allowed us to kind of focus on building the brand of Rio and me kind of going out and doing what I needed to do to get our teams together, to get people in place. But everything I've ever needed, our marketing, it's all there. It's all 100% included in this deal. And to me, that's the greatest thing that's ever happened, because there's no way I would have been able to do this without it. That's for sure. I might have been able to do one, but definitely not to the level that we've done thus far.
So they were helping you with, like, they'll help you with the marketing, all that kind of stuff too, hey?
Yeah, absolutely. ASAP is a very unique company in that one of the owners, Leanne Koppel, has a social media consulting firm, K Socialized Media. So she does branding for roofing companies across the country. Mm-hmm. The cool thing for me is Leanne was kind of starting her company about the same time that Rio Blanco was getting relaunched and starting. So I've kind of got to go and be a part of that journey with them. And I get to, I hate to use the term guinea pig or whatever, but I get to be the tester. They get to improve and continue to get better and put out amazing content. And my company, Rio Blanco, gets to benefit from that. So it's a very unique scenario, but it's definitely something that I'm extremely happy to have.
So obviously, your situation is a little bit different, where you took a very strategic approach, what I think was great with partnering with ASAP, where you were able to get all these systems, processes, all these different resources that kind of help you, where you were able to kind of, go in a position where it's like, these are my strengths, I feel like, right? And so I think that's a huge advantage. But did you have some learning lessons still in these first couple of years that you think could be good to share to other roofers out there?
Oh, absolutely. You get yourself conditioned and you learn, okay, you can't rely on everybody at all times, because people are going to let you down. Mm-hmm. You have to be able to adapt and overcome. You have to be able to kind of pivot and change course without much direction if you can. To me, the advice I give to people that are trying to get into the industry, if it's not, turn around and run, it's, enjoy this. It's fun. This is an industry that has a lot of bad overtones, a lot of people that have helped give us a bad reputation. But at the end of the day, I'm looking at all these people that are commenting right here. These are all great people that I know all over the United States. A lot of these guys work in my offices. So it's really cool. The camaraderie is second to none. And there's nothing better than, going to an industry event or, talking to some folks and actually helping each other out. To me, that's the best part of this deal. This isn't about competition. It's about leveling up and bringing our entire industry to another level. So for me, that's what I like about this the most, is just, getting to hang out with my friends, getting to discuss ideas, getting to help each other. I don't think there's any better industry. And the fact is, we make doctor and lawyer type money, and most of us don't have that kind of education. I know I don't.
Mm-hmm. I completely agree with you. The roofing space is an unbelievable industry to get into. There's so much opportunity. I say all the time, I came from the tech sales background, and I know people who are doing tech sales because it's cool and trendy, but I'm like, man, you could be making more money in roofing sales probably, right? And you could have a fantastic career. And another thing too is there is just great people in the roofing space that you can kind of network with, and they're just real people that are awesome to work with. One thing that's really caught my eye, and I think we're gonna make a big discussion point today throughout the show, is just your focus on personal development. And I think that's really interesting. You say that we're a personal development company that just happens to sell roofs. Now, what kind of impact does that mindset have on your company, the way you run your organization?
It's absolutely incredible, quite honestly. When I got into this deal with Rio Blanco, one of the things I really wanted to do was to make this an organization where people that maybe had been at other organizations weren't able to show all that they were capable of, or maybe just kind of got, the glass ceiling and they couldn't get past it. So when I go back and I look to reach out to some of the folks I've worked with, that's one of the key things I tell them is, look, number one, this is going to be a better opportunity for you career-wise, but we're going to make you a better person. We go through, the meetings that we do in-house. Every Monday, we've got a company meeting where there's going to be, 50 plus people from across the country on Zoom, another 50 in the corporate office. And that's what we focus on. Goal setting, achieving your goals, setting up yourself for the future, thinking larger than what we're currently doing. And basically the roofing company is a vehicle for whatever you're going to end up doing later on in life, for me, I think it's going to be the roofing company just because I love it so much. But we want to prepare people for moving on. One thing that I really love about our company is that we do hire a lot of young people, a lot of ladies and gentlemen in their early 20s who maybe don't even quite understand the opportunity for what it is yet. But we're able to help them with their mindset. We're able to help them understand, hey, you can set your mind to things and you can achieve anything that you want as long as you put the work in. And we're here to help. You know, my 20 years plus of experience, if I can help any of these guys coming in to avoid any of my mistakes, that's what we're here for. I serve as a mentor to, you know, the entire organization, really. And then a lot of roofing companies outside of our organization still call me, and I like to help as many people as I can. So I've got friends all over the country that I consult with, and we talk and do stuff. But the personal development is really where it is. If you're not trying to be better today than you were yesterday, you're just going to get stagnant. You're going to be one of those guys that someone like Rio Blanco is going to run over because we're not slowing down. You know, we're getting stronger every day. We've got a lot of investments into our people. We've done training platforms in-house, like a Lightspeed VT training platform, which basically walks you through every aspect of the roofing business, and it's specific to our company. So, you know, I tell my guys, if you come in and you apply yourself, you can be a superstar in no time. And I mean, I've got 20-year-old kids that are doing 6 figures a week down here in College Station right now. And, you know, it's the mindset. We believe that we can achieve, and therefore we're going to make it happen. And we're going to continue to grow this thing. I've got nothing but superstars on my team, and that's who makes it all work for us.
And so for those who don't know, the Lightspeed VT is like a very high level advanced learning management software, right? So a lot of people who have these online courses, like the Roofing Academy used to be on there and stuff like that, will use Lightspeed VT. So it's a very high level software. But you might be one of the first that I heard that has making their own training platform for their company using Lightspeed. Can you kind of tell us about that process and what that's done for you in terms of training and onboarding your staff?
It's second to none. I wish I would have known about this 20 years ago, you know. Well, maybe not. I'm glad that not too many people are doing it right now because it does kind of separate you from the competition. But it's so nice that you can literally pick up your phone and you can say, hey, you know, I'm at this house. I did training last week about how to measure this roof, but I forgot something. The university is right here on your phone. You've got, I don't even know how many 100 courses we have, but it literally covers, you know, the first thing you say when you knock the door all the way to a multifaceted, complex commercial deal. So it's really cool because it can build your confidence. My guys know that, hey, even if you forget something, it's right there at the tip of your finger. You can go outside. You can tell the homeowner, hey, let me go check something in my truck real quick. Get that answer, and you can go back in fully prepared. But it's unbelievable. These guys go through it, and I take guys that have zero experience, and within 2 weeks, I put them up against just about anybody in the market because they know that much. It's that thorough, and it teaches them that quickly. So as long as you follow our process, there's no way you can't succeed if you've got the right mindset.
No, yeah, that's really cool. I think that's an awesome strategy. I love that. You know, you see a lot of people in the roofing space not even offering training, you know, just in general. It seems like, hey, here's some contracts, go out there, make it happen, and go knock some doors and make it happen, right? So for you to implement that high of level of training is pretty unbelievable. Now, have you noticed like an increase in the performance in terms of people that you're bringing on, and even like maybe retention because their success has been higher?
Yeah, it's really noticeable. In the first 20 plus years of the industry, I was around all different kinds of companies, and I saw all the different training platforms. Like you said, you know, kick someone out in the middle of the street and tell them to be back in 5 hours. And if you don't have contracts, then, hey, I hope you can survive without eating. But it really does. It gives us the opportunity to where we can recruit higher level people. I recruit from, you know, strange places where you wouldn't think to get roofing salesmen, but you can recruit those higher level people because you know, hey, this is a fail-safe program. As long as you put in the work, you're going to get tested at the end of every single video that you do. You're going to know the stuff because if you don't answer it right, you're not going to pass. So once you get that accelerated deal going on, you can get that momentum built quicker. I tell folks 90 days is typically what it takes in roofing to get a pipeline that's kind of built up a little bit and kind of get some cash flowing. If you can cut that down, into a 30-day window by doing this extensive training and not having to do all that stuff out in the field, your path to success is a lot quicker and it's a lot shorter. And therefore, you're going to get more people that want to work with you. You're going to get the higher quality people and you're going to get retention because, hey man, who wants to leave when you're making thousands of dollars a week consistently, right?
Exactly. I completely agree. So, okay, so now that you get somebody onboarded, you get them trained up, they're starting to see some results and whatnot. How do you go about, because this was something big that you kind of talked about in our phone call prior to jumping on the show today was, we're all about setting goals and focusing on making life better for other individuals. How do you kind of go about that goal setting process with your employees and making sure that they have a high satisfaction in life?
Yeah, I mean, that's really why we do this. Everybody will tell you work to make a paycheck, and sure we do. We get money, we pay our bills with it. I do this because I love to see development in people, and I love to help people grow. With what we do, it's just it's so rewarding because, like I said, you can just take a person who has no experience, that has no knowledge. You can just basically mold them from a lump of clay into a superstar, and there's no better feeling than that. I mean, that's the whole reason why I'm in it at this point. I want to give back to our industry. I want to help these younger guys. I want to move this industry into a higher space where instead of being looked at as a bunch of crackheads and stuff like that, we're looked at as people that really do help each other. My mantra is that everywhere I go, I want to leave it better than when I got there. And I want to exceed expectations in every instance, whether that's, a couple of days ago, one of my new sales guys stopped for a veteran that we were doing some work for, picked him up a couple of cases of Black Rifle coffee because the guy said he liked the coffee, right? So we took that over there and ended up getting a huge deal out of it. But to me, it was more about the thought that goes into, hey, look at this guy right here.
Hey,
Thank you
look
for
who we
making it.
got.
I appreciate you.
Look who we got, man. Hope all is well. We got him back in the building, man. Randy Brothers, we have not seen you in quite some time. We got Chuck Allen in the building, man. Absolutely crushing it, focusing on personal development, culture, the team, in it for a bigger purpose. So I know that you guys have very similar values. But hey, it's been a few weeks. So Start Build Grow Nation, let's bring in Randy Brothers. Hey,
what is up, everybody? Thanks for holding it down, Nick, my man. I bet you the ratings went up since I was gone, bro. So
we actually hit a
I'll
record.
bring it
Yeah,
back
record
down.
in downloads, everything. It was unbelievable. So yeah, you're right. No, but great to have you back, my friend.
I'm back. I do exist. Thanks for your patience. It was a great vacation, and I literally been still recovering from my vacation. When you take a week off, it's been a fun recovery period. As many things as I'm juggling at any given time. Chuck, awesome to see you, my friend.
Absolutely.
I just kind of jumped in as you guys were chatting. From what Nick's saying, we're kindred spirits. So I'm excited to dive right in with you guys and try to, finish this thing strong. Actually, you guys are already crushing the deal. So I don't know if I'm going to bring you down or not, but let's go.
Well,
an extra superstar is always good, right? You never have too many of those.
Yeah, well, be careful though. I mean, look at some of the teams that Nick's boy LeBron has played on.
Oh my gosh! Look at this guy! Look at this guy just taking stabs over here, Mr. Michael Jordan himself over here. All right, so, but hey, how about you, Randy? How about you take this over? How about you take this over for a second here, then, Randy, and give us your thoughts on how important personal development is in your company's culture.
Oh my gosh. Well, first off, it starts from the top down. I don't know if you guys touched on that yet, but every one of us watching, a lot of owners, a lot of entrepreneurs, a lot of leaders are watching this, and it starts with you. If you can make a commitment as an entrepreneur, as a leader, to understand that you don't know what you don't know, and you're never going to get where you want to go, you can live in a place of personal development. You can live in a place where you're always thriving to get better and to be better. One of my mottos is just learn and grow every day. If I'm waking up every single day and learning something today, learning more today than I knew yesterday, it was a successful day. It starts there. And then you can start to pass that mentality down amongst your team, amongst the people that are working with you. And another one of the, you know, my inspirations on a lot of this, I've read a lot of books, and John Maxwell, I don't know if you're a fan of John Maxwell, but he talks about it, how, you know, leadership is all about developing other leaders. And if you, this whole personal development, you know, culture, that's what it's all about, is everybody in your organization is a leader. You know, I when I address my company, everyone in this room is leaders. You're all leaders. And I challenge every single person here to learn and grow and to develop yourself as a leader. And another kind of cool thing to do is, you know, for those of us that are illiterate and dyslexic, read audibles, but you should always be investing in yourself and learning and growing. And something that really transformed our company's culture was when we started embracing like team book reading. Like, we have a quarterly book where especially our leadership team, our management team, we all pick a book, this personal development book, and we read that book each quarter. And then we have a whole download at the end, a whole meeting and exercises and do different things like that. And having that culture in place, it's developed a team of rock stars. It's developed a team of people who, you know, in my mind, have exceeded what they even knew they were capable of. And as a leader, there's nothing more fulfilling than that.
Mm-hmm. And Chuck, I mean, I was just on your Facebook page. Don't you have some kind of goal on Audible? It looks like that you're setting off to do right now.
22 Audible books on my library that I hadn't even started yet. So I've got 60 days to knock out 22 of them. I came up with a good plan. It's 2 hours and 38 minutes a day, and I'm gonna get that done. I'm gonna make it happen.
So you said 22 books and how long?
60 days. It's not that hard.
Man, that would be pretty impressive, Randy. I mean, that's pretty good.
So, yeah, before Nick calls me out a couple years ago, I did a challenge, and the challenge was 50, right? To do 50 books in a year, which an average of 1 book a week. I got to like, I think 32.
Which is still pretty good.
And I was, you know, what's the old saying? If you shoot for the stars, you might just hit the moon. You know, that was it to correlate. Actually, now let me reflect and think about that. And to this day, I still read between 20 and 30, or listen to 20, 30 books a year. I'm always in my truck. I'm listening to a book. Always, anytime I have the opportunity, I'm listening to books. But when you apply that, it's amazing the things you just learn. And like, I'll be in the middle of a conversation and something will come to mind, or on a podcast and something comes to mind, and I'm like, wow, that sounded really profound. No, sorry guys, but it's all just coming from books. I'm not as smart as you think I am. It's just because I read a lot of books.
Oh man, I love it. Well, hey guys, what do we do is we're gonna take a quick break before we dive back in. We just have to give a shout out to our sponsors. Of course, we're gonna start with our headline sponsors, Job Nimbus.
Job Nimbus is a fully customizable back office solution.
Track leads, jobs, tasks from one easy-to-use software.
And with the largest ecosystem of integrated partners, if we don't do it, we have a friend who does.
Learn how the #1 back office system in roofing
can help you be efficient, be organized, be professional, and be profitable.
So guys, if you somehow have not checked out our headline sponsor, Job Nimbus, check them out at info.jobnimbus.com/roofing-academy. It's the same CRM system that Randy was able to start, build, and grow his roofing company on. I also want to give another shout out to our friends at C3 Group.
C3 Group's learning management system allows users access to digital training content, virtual trainings, and integrated chapter exams, all with the goal of helping a student prepare for user certification exams, as well as prepare them for real-world situations we know are faced daily. As a leader in this marketplace, we will continue to add value wherever possible to better our industry as a whole. Join us today and be part of that change.
A big theme that we keep seeing is online virtual training, right? So we talked to Chuck about the training platform that he created for his own company. Randy obviously has the Roofing Academy. If you guys are interested in learning more and becoming Xactimate certified, make sure you guys are going to C3adjusters.com and then clicking on their Xactimate training tab. That will take you there. And then last but not least, I mean, we got the celebrity Randy Brothers doing this one.
If you're in the hail game, if you're working hail claims and selling roofs that have hail damage, you need to know where the hail is, how big the hail is, and when it hailed. I mean, if you're on the fence, it's a game changer.
All right, guys. So yeah, if you have not checked out Hail Trace, I mean, Chuck, he's out in Texas. He knows how it is. They've been getting hail everywhere, man. So make sure you guys are checking out Hail Trace at hailtrace.com. Before we dive in, because next thing I want to talk about is with Chuck, some of the things he's doing to make sure he's scaling his business efficiently, because he's been experiencing quite a bit of growth. We do have a question from Armando J. Cox, and he says, "Is Randy doing the 75 hard?"
No. But I am going to try a Murph, I think, in the next couple of days. We'll see how that goes.
So he's possibly going to do a Murph, no 75 hard, but he did on April Fool's put that he was doing the 75 hard. I know Armando's doing the 75 hard. I know it's been pretty popular in the roofing space. I saw New Era Roofing, who's out here in Denver. They did it. Then they had some great results. I mean, some of these people are losing a ton of weight and just really doing a great job with it. So it's been pretty cool. Eric said, "Are you going to do the Murph with the vest?"
No. So this old guy is a little bit out of shape right now. Guilty as charged. I mean, I work hard 365 days a year. So now I got to figure out how to get some of that physical balance back. So we'll see how it goes to get started, and we'll keep you posted.
Cool. Sounds good to me. All right. Now, Chuck, so obviously you guys have seen some drastic growth. You partner up with ASAP Roofing, who's going to help you with the systems and processes, give you a lot of resources to really stimulate that growth. Now that you're kind of getting to the point where you're really doing a good job of scaling your business, has there been certain things that you've been implementing or any approaches you've been taking or anything you've been noticing as you scale the company?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I'll tell you that. The hardest part for me, obviously, was building that first level of leaders to kind of help me step up to the next level and lift them up with me. I was very fortunate with the 3 offices that we were able to open in that first 18 months that I have good management in all 3. That was huge because, we all know that's the quickest way to failure is if you have the wrong people in the wrong positions, or if you put people that shouldn't be doing, what they're doing in those spots, it can be really problematic. So for me, I got really lucky. The first guy I hired, was pretty much the perfect guy to start a company with. He had some money saved up, so it wasn't like a desperate situation needing to go out and sell a bunch of stuff quick. We were able to kind of train and learn and build. And then from there, we've kind of built that foundation going outward, and now it's time to start building up. But getting the people right now has been tough. Obviously, the world being the condition that it's in right now, and employment being what it is, and, almost being, able to make more money sitting at home for some people. That's been a little tough. But again, that's where you find the winners, I think. The people that were out looking to do work and out looking to continue to grow are the ones that are going to pull out of this thing and just be superstars. And I was real fortunate that I was able to find a great core group as we continue to grow. Now those guys are helping build the level underneath them, and we're continuing to go upwards and onwards. So that's been the most fun and challenging part of it, is just getting the right people in place to do it as quick as we can. I would have loved to have had, 10 Rio Blancos already in 2 years, but I guess you have to be reasonable, and you have to also make sure that you can be successful with it. So that's kind of where we're at with it at the moment. ASAP's been huge for helping us with all that. They run recruiting for me as well, and they send me applicants. I think I got 7 applicants today just for San Antonio. So it's pretty good. That's been the toughest challenge, though, is just getting that leadership to where you can, continue to scale it and bring up the next level underneath them.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. What about you, Randy? You got any thoughts on the scaling part of the company?
Well, one thing I'll just reinforce just what I said earlier, and then Chuck, you're a prime example of, what you've been able to do in the time period that you have. That's a reflection on you, my friend. Someone, humility and leadership and understanding that your job is to bring others up is half the battle, right? And then finding the right people, because here's the thing. We all whine and complain. But we do. So many people are making excuses and complaining. I can't find people. Okay. If you really focus on yourself and the people you have, something shifts and people start to come. People want to be a part of something great. They want to be a part of something bigger than themselves. And with a great leadership. So if we can focus on growing ourselves as leader, the stress of finding people gets lower and lower and lower, because the right people will surface. The right people will come to you with the right energy and the right commitment to developing yourself as a leader. So that's, Chuck's a prime example of that happening. That's how you're able to execute that. We can't coach that. We can kind of coach and help develop leaders, but the individual and the character of a person is a pivotal, piece of that. But one thing I will say is, again, we all like those shiny objects. We'd like to have 10 in 2 years, right? But the reality of it is, pace yourself, my friend, because, we don't want to grow too big too fast. As a business coach and as somebody that deals with contractors all across the country at all different levels, I see a ton of different things. And one of the biggest challenges roofing contractors have is when they grow too big too fast without duplicatable, repeatable systems to grow on. You get top heavy and you topple over. So so pace yourself. Grow at the right comfortable pace for yourself. And again, I'm speaking to all contractors, including myself here. You also don't want to outgrow your bank account. If you grow too big too fast, cash flow becomes the biggest challenge, and it's already the biggest challenge. But when you compound that challenge, you can have 1 million jobs on the board, but if you can't pay materials and pay your staff, that's one of the biggest causes for companies to fail. So be methodical, leadership, and grow your business the right way, and you can have an amazing lifestyle from this roofing business.
And then, so Chuck, we have Eric has a couple questions here. He says, you were good at opening new branches in a retail market. How far away should the next branch be? Do you have any thoughts on that?
I'm not in any retail markets per se. Texas obviously is, pretty good for hail. The way we've got it set up now is I've kind of got a triangle with the three. We started down in San Antonio. College Station was the next logical step because it's kind of, it's a short distance to just about everything. Dallas is less than 3 hours, San Antonio, Houston, everything's kind of here. And then the other one over in East Texas kind of takes that. So each of my offices are about 175 to 200 miles apart right now, the way that they're situated. As the guy who goes to all the offices on a regular basis, that's pretty good. I don't know that I'd want it to be much more than that. But yeah, you want to make sure that you can kind of fill in those gaps. Every one of them have about 100-mile radius that we like to work within. So we've got a little bit of overlap in each of the markets. And then that way we make sure that, we can service everybody that we need to. And with Rio and ASAP, I think we've pretty much got Texas covered. We're working on, Idaho, Oklahoma, Indianapolis, Indiana, some of the other markets now. But the way that we've got Texas figured out, I think, is pretty good. And that's basically, if I can't get you from this branch, we can get you from one of the other ones for sure. And we've pretty much got the entire state covered.
That's awesome, man. Well, great. Yeah, great work with that. Excited to see more branches come up for you guys and continue growth. Now, okay, so we had another question from Eric, and I thought you guys can both take turns on this one and see what your thoughts are. Randy, I'll let you go first, but where should we look for an integrator? So it sounds like he's probably the visionary of the leadership side of things. Where should you look for an integrator? Randy, I'll let you go first, and I'll let you take it, Chuck.
Well, there's not an easy answer of, hey, go to this one website and press this button and you're just going to have yourself an integrator. The first is you got to understand exactly what type of person and what their strengths and weaknesses are of the integrator you're looking for. So whether you have someone in your organization or you have someone you can lean on to help you kind of reverse engineer what type of personality you're looking for, reverse engineer that, use that for your advertising purposes to put your ads out there, and then reinforce that with personality assessments to try to find the right personality that fits that integrator role. It's a little bit more scientific than we would actually think, but we leverage personality assessments with every customer, with every employee we use, and we do it with our coaching as well. And I think that's really key, is you have to understand what that integrator is. If using whatever assessment you're using, what profiles as a great integrator and then leverage that, reverse engineer that to try to market and target that specific type of person to then try to attract them to your business.
Mm-hmm.
Did we got muted? Did we freeze? Uh-oh. Sounds like Nick froze there.
Nick froze. I'm still here. Can you hear me?
I got you. What about you, my friend? Integrator. How do we find integrators?
Well, you pretty much just nailed that one. I don't know that I could reword it and make it sound any different than what you just said. I feel the exact same way. I agree 100% with what you just said. I'm not even going to try to fluff it up any.
Love it. And here's one of the things from my experience, and honestly, we've had a lot of success because we have amazing integration within our organization. And my integrator, who is now my CEO and my business partner, is a great integrator. I'm the visionary and plugging into the integrator, and I come up with the ideas and send it to the proper integrator in my team. And it's hard to like pinpoint how to find a specific person. I just knew that the people I wanted to bring in my company were different than myself, right? Knowing that I'm like all visionary and all ideas and I'll start anything in the world, but executing and following it through is not my strength. So I just try to find people opposite of me with the same value set, right? If they match values and they're different with skills, boom, now that's a recipe, kind of a yin and yang recipe for success. And it wasn't intentional. I'll be honest, like we were blessed and kind of, the right people were presented in my life. My business partner and my CEO are both really good integrators. And I met my business partner when I was 11 years old at Children's Church, and my CEO happens to be my sister. So it's hard for me to just say, hey, this is how you find your integrator. But from experience, look right under your nose, because you never know. My and Bree, she's been on the show as well. She's one of our business coaches, and she's better than me at coaching nowadays. But like she started off just filing papers with us 10 years ago, and now she's running a multi-million-dollar operation every day, making very challenging decisions and learning and growing and integrating and implementing things for companies across the entire country. You never know, right? You got to give somebody the opportunity.
Mm. Completely agree. Well, sorry about that. I lost you guys there for a second, but as we start to bring this thing to a close, we always like to end it with a golden nugget, right? So we got Matt Collins in the building. What's up, Matt? How you doing, my friend? With the golden nugget, it's something that you'd like to leave, viewers out there. It could be something to implement, something to avoid. It could be a life lesson, whatever it might be. All right. Now, Chuck, I give you a second. I make Randy go first, so that way you can think of something really good, right? Randy, what do you got, my friend?
Man, I didn't have time to really think about this, jumping on late. I feel like I've been trying to golden nugget the whole time here since I'm on a short scale. But let's go back to the people and the personnel thing, and take ownership of the fact that, as an entrepreneur, part of our responsibility is to create opportunities for people. Right. So in doing so, don't be afraid to invest in people that intimidate you. Okay. One of the best pieces of advice I ever got, and not intimidate you on a physical manner, I'm saying somebody that's sharper, more energy, that is better than you. That's the person we need to surround ourselves with. We tend to want to hire people that don't make us feel uncomfortable, that don't have, as sharp a skill set, because we want to stay on top. We want to stay on top of the mountain. But if you want to get to the top with others, find people better than you, find people sharper than you, find people with more energy than you. One, you're going to both rise together. And two, you're going to be able to get yourself in a position where you are solely focused on your strengths, and you can put other people in other positions and really blow up a really great business by investing in people better than yourself.
All right. Well said, Rans. Chuck, what we got?
Yeah, that was absolutely wonderful right there. And I agree. I think the key component to this whole thing is putting the right people in the places that they can thrive and succeed, and giving them a sense of purpose. For me, that's been the most joyful part of this entire process so far. Is, like I was telling you earlier, Nick, I take guys that maybe had done something earlier, maybe didn't quite meet the full level of success that they were capable of. Maybe, for whatever reason, they weren't able to quite get over that hump. And I want to provide the opportunity with Rio Blanco for those guys to then go and become superstars. And I've been very deliberate with the way that I've been hiring people. I definitely am hiring a lot of people that don't have any experience in our industry because, like Randy said, I'm hiring people. I want the attitude. I want the type of person. The skills that we have can be taught. You know, we've got a virtual training platform. I'll put you on there. You'll learn about roofing in no time. If you show up late for your appointment or you're not, you know, you're not engaged with this during your interview, you're probably not going to be someone that I want. But another cool thing that happens is as you continue to evolve and you build that reputation, I have people from all over the country calling me saying, hey, I've got a guy in your market. I think he'd be great for your company. Are you looking for anyone? And, you know, when you're able to brand yourself that way and people can see what you're doing and the kind of company you are and the atmosphere and the culture you're creating, it gets a little bit easier. But I couldn't agree more. I always try to hire people that are smarter than me, which is actually really easy because I walk outside and they're everywhere. But
True.
It's good because that helps you. You know, like I said, if you're comfortable, if I'm the top guy at Rio Blanco, we're screwed because, you know, I don't know how to get to the next level. So we're going to bring people that are going to get us to the next level. I got to get in with all the folks over at ASAP and K Socialized Media, all the friends that I have on here. I know all these guys personally pretty much. And it's great to be able to do that. But that's really the key to this whole thing. It's all about the people. It's all about helping people. At the end of the day, we can all make millions of dollars and we can be wealthy, but who cares if you don't enjoy it? And who cares if you're not doing the right thing with what we've got? So that's kind of my nugget. Enjoy this stuff. It's fun. You're going to not wake up one day. So every day that we get to wake up, let's enjoy and have some fun together.
Mm-hmm. Enjoy the process and have fun with it, man. Chuck, it's been such a pleasure to have you on episode 153 of the Start Build Grow Show. Really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm getting ready to launch my podcast here in a couple of weeks, and I'm probably going to request maybe a guest appearance from you guys at some point. So I appreciate it.
That's awesome.
And I definitely have had a great time today. This was everything I thought it was going to be and then some. So thank you guys so much for just letting me come on here and just chat. It's what I do.
Heck yeah.
Thank you, man. You're the reason we exist, my friend. You know, no one wants to listen to us jabber for 150 episodes or whatever this is. So we got to bring on awesome people, and then that's where the value comes, and that's why people keep tuning in and the numbers keep going up. So thank you so much for what you do for the industry. Thanks for your contribution to the show. And for those of you listening in your truck or watching on Facebook, make sure to click that like button, that subscribe button, and get notified every time we go live every Tuesday at 4:00 Mountain Time. And the podcast is released every week. Appreciate you guys. Thank you.
Absolutely. A couple of last things. We got Chuck, you're my hero. This was a great show. And one guy, Eric, said sorry for calling Chuck in the middle of the show. So that was kind of funny. But all right, guys, thanks for tuning in. Episode 153 of the Start Build Grow Show.